Hey travel buddies, welcome back to Travel Pug, your guide and forever travel buddy. Cape Cod is a peninsula in the state of Massachusetts. Its beautiful scenery, unique culture, and great seafood have made it a popular place for tourists to visit. Join Travel Pug as we look at the best things to do in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We will go to the beautiful beach town of Chatham and see how beautiful Martha's Vineyard is. Check out Provincetown, a cute town on the coast. Provincetown is another cute and beautiful beach town. It is at the end of the peninsula and is one of the most beautiful places around. When tourists go to Provincetown, they will feel like they have stepped into a different time and place, and there is a lot to see and do as they walk around the town's cute little streets. The Provincetown Museum and the Pilgrim Monument are two of the most well-known landmarks. The Pilgrim Monument is a huge building that was built in the early 1900s to honor the Pilgrims' first arrival in America. Tourists can climb to the top of the big building and see one of the best views that Cape Cod has to offer. The Provincetown Museum, on the other hand, is a well-known museum that shows interesting parts of Cape Cod's history. It focuses on how the Pilgrims changed the culture of the area when they came to live there, as mentioned above. Visit the beautiful town of Chatham on the coast. The peninsula of Cape Cod is full of charming little towns, and Chatham, which is on the coast, is one of the best. It is one of the most important parts of history. Chatham has been around for hundreds of years, and some of its historical sites date back to the early 1800s. Most people think the Godfrey Windmill is the town's oldest important landmark, but the Chatham Lighthouse is more well known. The Chatham Lighthouse is not, however, the only interesting lighthouse on Cape Cod that can be seen. There's also the Chatham Railroad Museum and the Chatham Marconi Maritime Center. The Chatham Marconi Maritime Center is a museum that tells the story of famous shortwave radio stations that were based in the town of Chatham for many years. The Chatham Railroad Museum is a museum that is in a building that used to be a train station. The area was put on the National Register of Historic Places in the late 1970s. It is known as Chatham Station. See the town Falmouth. Falmouth is right across from the island of Martha's Vineyard, which we will talk about in a minute. Falmouth is not as nice as Martha's Vineyard, but there is still much to do and enjoy in the coastal town. The Nauset Lighthouse is one of the many historic lighthouses on the Cape Cod Peninsula, and Falmouth Beach is two of the most famous landmarks. Explore Nickerson State Park's wilderness. Cape Cod has many beautiful wilderness areas to enjoy. Many of these can be found within Nickerson State Park's boundaries. Whether you want to camp for a couple of nights or just visit for the day, the park has a lot to offer nature enthusiasts. Cliff Pond, a beautiful little pond that feels relatively secluded compared to other areas of Cape Cod, is one of the most beautiful sights. Visitors who are feeling adventurous may want to take a walk around the Cliff Pond Loop Trail, which will allow them to see all of the scenery that can be found around the peaceful location. Before we go any further, please like this video and subscribe to Travel Pug if you have not already. Check out the village of Hyannis. In comparison to the places we have already discussed, the village of Hyannis has a lot less going on. However, this is part of what makes it unique. Visiting Hyannis is likely to provide tourists with a welcome reprieve. There are a few culturally significant places to visit there, including the Cape Cod Museum of Art and the John F. Kennedy Memorial. It is a memorial built-in memory of the assassinated president shortly after his death. Hyannis is an excellent place to sample authentic local cuisine. There are numerous restaurants in the village that serve local seafood. While this applies to any populated area on Cape Cod, the restaurants in Hyannis are exceptional. Spanky's Clam Shack and Seaside Saloon are the most popular restaurants. However, there are plenty of less crowded options. Visit the town of Sandwich. Sandwich is located at the tip of the peninsula and overlooks the beautiful Cape Cod Bay. Sandwich's general quaint charm is its most appealing feature, but there are some notable landmarks as well. Heritage Museums and Gardens and the Sandwich Glass Museum are two examples. Heritage Museums and Gardens has 100 acres of beautiful natural sites, and the Sandwich Glass Museum has a plethora of beautiful glassworks on display. It not only has modern glass pieces, but it also has pieces of glasswork dating back to the 1800s. Take a bike ride along the Cape Cod Rail Trail. If you're tired of being cooped up in the car on your Cape Cod vacation, rent a bike and ride along the Cape Cod Rail Trail. It is one of many notable trails on the peninsula, but it has become one of the most popular due to the fact that it is completely paved. It is over 20 miles long, and biking it is an adventure. Experience the exquisiteness of Martha's Vineyard. While Martha's Vineyard is technically not a part of the peninsula, it's often lumped in with Cape Cod due to its location just south of it. Located across the water from Falmouth, Martha's Vineyard is undeniably one of the most popular tourist destinations, not only the area of Cape Cod, but also in Massachusetts. It in fact ranks among the most popular tourist locations on the East Coast. It's common for people to visit Falmouth and Martha's Vineyard in one fell swoop given their proximity. But Martha's Vineyard is certainly the location to focus on if you can only visit one of the other. It offers some of the most stunning scenery that can be found in the region, and it has a great deal of quaint coastal culture to experience. Some of the notable landmarks include the Aquina Cliffs Overlook, Joseph Sylvia State Beach, the Flying Horses Carousel, and Gay Head Lighthouse. Aquina Cliffs Overlook offers a chance to check out some of the island's natural scenery, and Joseph Sylvia State Beach stands as one of the island's most beautiful beaches. Meanwhile, the Flying Horses Carousel has been standing since the 1800s and is considered to be the oldest working carousel in the U.S. Finally, the Gay Head Lighthouse is yet another of the many historical lighthouses that can be visited around Cape Cod. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know that there are multiple historical lighthouses located along the peninsula of Cape Cod, and that nearby Martha's Vineyard houses the oldest working carousel in the entirety of the United States? As always, like this video to show your support. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be among the first to know when more globetrotting travel pug videos are on their way.